the history of Obon can be traced back to a couple different things. First, being the Buddhist story of Moggallana, who was one of the Buddha's disciples. And there is a legend about his ability to see into different realms of existence. And he saw his mother in the realm of the hungry ghosts, which is a terrible realm that you're born into after you have a selfish life. And it's called the realm of the hungry ghost because they can't eat anything even though they're starving. Their mouths are very small. If any food actually does get close to their lips, then it bursts into flames. So just terrible existence. And being very distraught about this, being unable to help his mother send any food to her or anything, he went to the Buddha, and the Buddha told Moggallana that he should give an offering to the monks who were coming back from a retreat, and in doing so would create enough good merit, good karma for his mother to be born into a better place. And so Moggallana did as the Buddha asked, and sure enough, when he looked again, then his mother was no longer suffering. So he was so happy that it said that he continued to do this every year, give the offerings to all the monks. And within our tradition, it said that he jumped up and danced with joy. And so I say that because this celebration of having like a feast can be found in many different cultures throughout Asia. However, Japan is the only one that has dancing that goes along with it. And so this is the combination of the influence of Buddhism as well as Chinese culture intermingling with Japanese culture. So in Japan, for a long time, it's believed that the souls of people who have passed away come back on the backs of dragonflies, or actually change shape and take the form of dragonflies, because during this kind of summer autumn time, that's when a lot of dragonflies are present. And so to welcome them, also to guide them back to where they came from, which is where we see the like Toronagashi, like the floating lantern festival, things like that. So this belief that the souls of the deceased come back during this time, coupled with this Chinese Buddhist influence of ancestor worship, as well as the legend of Moggallana coming together, was a great amalgamation of these two cultures. And then the dancing, supposedly from my research, comes from when a place called Sanuki, which is currently Kagawa Prefecture, was in a terrible drought. And hoping to end it, the governor of that area, who was Sugawara no Michizane, he fasted and he prayed for 7 days and 7 nights, and it was answered where they had rain, and people were so happy that they danced, and they danced every year as sort of a ritual, but then also like thanking the gods or the spirits for being able to give them a good harvest. The founder of Jodo Shinju, Shinran, his teacher Honen, was exiled, and he was originally supposed to go someplace else, but he ended up going to this region. And when he got there, he saw people doing this dance, and instead of being grateful or thanking the spirits or the gods, he told them that they should be chanting the Nembutsu. And so in that area, they still do this Nembutsu Odori, or Nembutsu dance. And supposedly this is the origin of Bon Odori, or the combination of dancing along with this holiday. So all that together is why we now have Obon Odori. Although, now I think probably dancing is more emphasized than anything else, but that's where the origin comes from. Since Sacramento is the second oldest temple, and San Francisco, as I've heard, has been doing it over 90 years, we're probably close to 90 years we've been doing Obon Odori. My vision or hope, I suppose, would be it becomes more of a community event for the Northern California area, that if we can involve the community, if we can make it something that people are not just coming to appreciate Buddhism or Japanese culture, but for there to be a little more of an exchange there, then I think that would be wonderful. It's very important for us as we have deep history in Japanese immigrants, Japanese Americans, and their contributions over 100 years in the area. And so it's important for myself, and I'm sure many members of the temple, to continue to carry that on through this annual festival. At the same time, I think as we've changed, as people have passed away and we have new generations, definitely the focus, the knowledge, the ability to teach, all of that has changed over the years. And so if we look into the future, I hope that we can be a center to bring together the entire community of giving what we can in terms of our culture for the rest of the community. But having everyone involved, I think, would be hopefully the future.